Hi everyone. In this lab, we're going to perform a Diels-Alder reaction in water. So this is a very green reaction because instead of using a solvent that could potentially be hazardous, like dichloromethane, we're just using water. So in the introduction of this lab, you're told that Diels-Alder reactions are very important tools in carbon-carbon bond formation. Okay, so let's go over what a Diels-Alder reaction is, and I'll just write this down below. So the main idea here is you have something with two double bonds and something with one double bond. Now you can start to make bonds between these two. And what happens is the pi electrons from each of our double bonds are going to move around and eventually close the ring here and give us cyclohexene. Now, you could also have, for instance, some R groups attached. So you could maybe form some sort of functional group coming off of that cyclohexene ring. You might have some off on the other molecule, so that would be down here. So you can start to make some really cool and large molecules depending on what's attached. And again, we'll cover the Diels-Alder reaction in more detail later on, but I just wanted to give you a brief overview of how it works. So now back to our lab. We're going to perform a Diels-Alder reaction in water with anthracene 9-methanol and N-methylmaleimide. So down below, the first reactant is anthracene 9-methanol. So anthracene is just those three rings all bonded together. And then the 9-methanol refers to the substituent that's attached to the middle ring. And then the other reactant is N-methylmaleimide. All right. So again, we're just performing the same Diels-Alder reaction that we had down below. So if, here, let me highlight the diene, so that has two alkenes. That's the same as this up here. And then we'll also highlight the single alkene. And those are what are bonding together. So if we look at our final product, the green bond is what's joining up with our yellow bonds. So let's see, those kind of flipped around there. All right, so our new bonds will be here and here. And again, they just did exactly what I showed you down below. They formed a new ring system. All right, so again, this is a very complex mechanism that we'll talk about later, so don't worry about it for now. But I did want to give you kind of an idea of how this works. Now, again, we're just using water as our solvent. So this is a very green solvent, which is great. Additionally, this reaction has a high atom economy, which you'll calculate later in the lab report. And separating the product is super easy because it precipitates. So the experiment itself is fairly short. There aren't a lot of steps. The longest part of this lab is really just the reflex, which you have to do for 1 hour. So in the video, I skip over the reflexing because it's, just staring at water essentially boiling. So don't worry about that. And it's actually a really short lab. So if you do have any questions about the reaction, just let me know and have fun watching the lab video.